And we're gonna get to him anyway. Oh my god, I'm here. Alex is here. Tyler's here. Guys, it's been like forever. It's been like a month, I think.
Who does Jason Robertson play for?
Still the Dallas Stars, but shh, he's gonna be a Ranger. He's gonna be a Ranger soon enough. What? Who said that? Who said that? Anyway, welcome to Up the Boards. It's a hockey podcast. We've had like nothing to talk about last month because the NHL is really good at talking about everything, but then nothing actually happening. So now there's stuff to talk about. Training camp has begun. Boys, we're getting close. We're getting so close to hockey season. I can smell it. It's getting there. We're getting there. But we have a lot to talk about. So let's get underway. Let's start with Anze Kopitar, who has officially announced that at the end of the season, he will be retiring. First and foremost, a salute to you, one of the best defensive forwards in the game and somehow still one of the most underrated players in the National Hockey League.
I hate you, but game respect game.
That too, yeah.
Don't honor 2014. That's been 11 years. So,
ask a Vancouver fan about how they feel about Brad Marchand.
Yeah, exactly. It's the same way It's the same way these two feel about Anze Kopitar. So Alex, actually, you brought up something as we were about to record regarding Anze Kopitar, and that is whether or not he's a Hall of Famer. The simple answer is yes, but I think to start this off, we'll have the conversation be about like what it takes. What's the threshold for an NHL player to be in the Hall of Fame? And Tyler, you brought up goalies, and there's a goalie in particular that for some reason people are still on the fence about being a Hall of Famer, named Marc-Andre Fleury.
Yeah. Oh my God.
So
Fleury and Osgood, and then I mean he hasn't retired yet, but Jonathan Quick are like the three.
Jonathan Quick is absolutely
to
a Hall
me.
of Famer.
I mean, Jonathan and Osgood have basically the same career stats and Osgood.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Osgood, I still don't understand how Chris Osgood isn't in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. Is Vernon in the Hall of Fame? I actually don't know.
Yes, Mike Vernon is in the Hall of Fame.
Okay. Yeah, the Osgood one is weird. And if Marc-Andre Fleury with his 3 beautiful Stanley Cups, number 2 all in the overall all-time wins list for goaltending, and every other thing he's ever accomplished doesn't get him in, we will not see another goalie in for many, many years.
Carey Price.
Until they put Bob in. I don't know. No, Fleury absolutely needs to be in. He just needs to he needs to put the nail in the coffin and say, I am retiring and I am not doing any other shenanigans. And then they can just let him in.
Speaking of, what are you guys doing in 8 days?
I think I'm at work.
For those who are listening, it is September 19th as we record this. On September 27th, the Marc-Andre Fleury is playing a preseason game to retire as Penguin.
I love that.
I also love that.
I really love that.
Hockey needs more of this.
Yeah.
I like the one-day contract that the NFL does. I think every sport should do that.
Yeah. The one-day contracts in the MLB are fantastic because they are just nothing, and the team gets good PR and relationships with the fan base. Like
it's just a good day for vibes. Like
yeah.
Like imagine your star goalie of like 15 years carrying the franchise to retire a Washington Capital after playing 0 games. Imagine that.
Who could that have been, Tyler? What individual on your background could that have been?
No one talks.
Definitely the one above me that didn't render incorrectly, and definitely not the one to my left or right.
No, but like Marc-Andre Fleury, I love that they're doing that for him. Just like a one day, he's going to play X amount of time in the preseason game. Just good vibes. Fans can come in. Plus, it gives good PR for the preseason because, let's be honest, no one gives a shit about preseason.
Genuine question though. Like, imagine you're. I don't know who they're playing. Tyler, do you know who they're playing that day?
I think it's Columbus.
Tickets are like, it is Columbus. Tickets are like $260.
Okay. Okay. That's crazy.
For the preseason.
Dude,
you'd think Ben Roethlisberger was also going to be there. Holy shit. I was going to say
Ben Roethlisberger. Like...
I mean, insert Blues prospect here, right? Like you get a chance to score on a retirement day Fleury.
That's very
actually.
Do you still brag about it the same amount?
I mean, yeah. fuck it. If it's even if it's a preseason or not, it's Marc-Andre Fleury.
On the plus side, I feel like I have to make this comment because Yusuf's gonna love this. I'm gonna give actually a shout out to Kyle Dubas because this might be the single best contract he's ever signed in his entire life. Is this potential tryout for one day for Fleury to retire as a
Are
Penguin?
the lights flickering? What the fuck is happening? Did you just say what?
Well, I mean, it's a one-day contract.
No, I know. I think this is just the first. Look, man, I gotta let this one sink in. Like, this is the first between the two of us.
I know. Been doing this for a long time.
The amount of slander for years. I mean, you're right. It is probably one of the best things Kyle Dubas has done, if not the best thing Kyle Dubas has done.
Probably the only good thing he's done.
I mean, 2 phones Kyle Dubas is pretty good.
2 phones Kyle Dubas is pretty funny.
Oh. I hate this man.
Making bad trades on both ends.
Okay, let's get back to Kopi though.
Let's get back to Kopi. Let's get back to Kopi.
He absolutely is a Hall of Famer.
He's a Hall of Famer. He's 100%.
He's phenomenal.
He's only one of 2 players in NHL history to have won 2 Lady Bings and 2 Selkies.
If you tell me what is the definition of a two-way forward in the modern NHL,
Anze Kopitar
and Patrice Bergeron are like the 2 that immediately come to mind. And I think the closest modern-day guy we have is Sebastian Aho.
Yeah, or maybe Barkov.
But I say like the 2010s era, like Kopitar and Bergeron are the 2 guys who should immediately come to everybody's mind. And I think it'd be a criminal thing if Anze Kopitar is not a Hall of Famer, given on like what he's done for hockey in his country as well. Like everything else, he's just an amazing human being, great guy, and just it's honestly very well earned in my opinion.
Yep,
he's easily one of the most respected guys in the league.
Yeah.
Like no, you don't hear about anybody having Kopitar beef. You know.
Yeah.
No,
universally respected, loved, absolute talent. Really like defined a generation, as Tyler was saying, a generation of what it means to be a 1C.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Or just phenomenal. What a career. And I mentioned it in the group chat, but I think it is hilarious for Los Angeles that the same day Kopitar announced his retirement after a season, it was also the day that Clayton Kershaw announced his retirement at the end of the current season. That's just LA's people since 2006.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Gone.
Crazy.
Like what are the sports sometimes? Like this is a little bit of the like, how are we not living in a simulation type stuff? Like that's pretty hilarious. Amazing careers, both those athletes. Well deserved Kopitar.
Yeah.
Well deserved indeed. Plus, like, yeah, for everything he's done for the game of hockey, for everything he's done for like internationally, and for you never hear about him being someone's favorite player, but you hear someone say their favorite player's favorite player. Yeah. Like that's just Anze Kopitar. And he doesn't get mad about it, nothing. He just enjoys it and just focuses on hockey. And the fact that he's still playing at the level he's playing at this age, and he's been pretty solid with the Kings. Yeah, I don't blame him for calling it a career and walking off to the sunset.
Well, he had to put up with Drew Doughty for a long time, so I think that alone gets a lot of respect in my eyes.
Yeah. But I think all's good. But to Anze Kopitar, once again, we say thank you for everything you've done for the NHL. And at the end of the season, we wish you the best in your retirement. And we hope you have a great season. Don't win the cup, but we hope you have a great season.
Well, they're going to get there. They have Corey Perry.
But he's hurt.
Doesn't matter. He's on the roster.
No, it doesn't matter.
He's on the roster. And they have the legendary Stanley Cup winning Darcy Kemper in net, so they'll be fun. Won the cup with the worst
training. I am aware he is a Stanley Cup champion. I'm unfortunately aware that you're aware that he's a Stanley Cup champion. Anyway, training camp. Training camp's here. Not too much to talk about other than all these teams are kind of frantically figuring out what their rosters are going to look like in a month to get ready for all that. We may see some prospects here and there make their teams. And this is what we're going to get to now. There's some names that aren't at training camp because they do not have a contract right now.
Correct.
One of them is Luke Hughes, which I think is still a bit of a surprise. I kind of want to talk about that for a quick second because Alex is like loaded and ready to talk about the other.
What do you mean
in the room? What?
Look, I'm a big Evangelista fan, but
yes, of course. Luke Evangelista is probably the one that everyone's thinking, why doesn't he have a contract yet? It's so far. Anyway, yeah, Luke Hughes doesn't have a contract yet, and I don't know if it's a patience thing, if Luke's waiting out for like more money or something.
Well,
but I know I've been hearing that New Jersey's trying to get Luke to agree to a contract so that his contract and Jack's contract end at the same year.
Well,
so maybe it's
that family reunion, from what I've been hearing of the rumor mill.
Yeah, when Jack and Luke go to Vancouver. I couldn't even say that with a straight face. I'm sorry.
Dude, I read the thing that was like, family member wants to reunionize on the Rangers. It's like, I would love that.
Stop it with the Rangers.
It's not gonna happen. We don't.
They did not say the Rangers.
No, they did. I'll send you the thing. It's real. Yusuf, it's real. I didn't even come up with this one.
Okay, I believe you.
Do you guys think Luke is gonna get the biggest payday of the three of them currently? Like when he gets his contract, is he going to be the highest paid Hughes brother?
That'd be what, above 9, right?
Jack's not making very much.
No, and Quinn didn't make that much on his current contract.
Thanks to the Washington
Plus, like, you look at the defenseman market. That's the thing is, like, is it worth paying Luke Hughes right now more than what, like, Makar is making right now?
Well, this gets to like a bigger point that I want to mention about this year in the RFA. And it played out. We saw it play out in free agency to a lesser deal. There are some other topics we're going to get to later that also affect it. But right now, there is a hostage situation between general managers, agents, and the top talent in the league with the cap increasing. And you have these teams who you can build with. When you're in a cap league, you can build out long-term plans. You can project when your contracts are going to come up, who you think is going to be worth spending money on, who isn't. How do you handle the negotiations then, right? And for New Jersey, I mean, they don't want to lose the Hughes brothers, and they don't want to cause drama by giving one of them a lot more money than the other one per se. They don't want to hamstring themselves later on this one contract. But you know who always is going to take whatever bread they can get is the player. Right. So we've got this, we're in this weird balancing act right now between front offices, agents, and player interests with an increasing cap, and future considerations are on the line. It's been pretty tense. We've seen everything kind of get drawn out a little bit this summer.
Yep. No, absolutely. Now, to answer your all's question, Jack Hughes has an $8 million cap hit expiring in the 2030, end of 2030, or 2029-2030 season. And Quinn Hughes is getting 7.85, and he expires at the end of the 26-27 season.
So Luke would possibly be making 8.5, 9 minimum.
I don't think he's that good.
I don't think he's worth that much either. The other thing too is, Alex, to your point, it is a bit of a hostage situation. Plus, the thing I've been hearing from God knows where, everywhere around the league, is a lot of GMs are trying to see if they can get their players to lock up to a bridge contract. Shorter term, whatever money, then terms up by 2030 in this case, right? Cap's going to go up exponentially by then. You'll get more money then, but you just got to agree to sign for 4 years. Right. So there's a lot of situations like that going around right now.
Yeah. GMs kind of want to manage their cap asset very strictly.
Yeah.
They want to reset percentages when the cap is at where it's going to rest at for the next little bit of time. They don't want to have to adjust year to year and deal with agents asking for comparable percentages as it shifts up for the next 3 years.
Well, right. And I think you and me talked about this about a year ago or two, Yusuf. Correct me if I'm wrong. We talked about the problem with, like, the cap is all projected, right? Like, it's supposed to go up for the next couple of years.
Right.
There's a chance it doesn't. Like, it's just a factor of everything. I mean, it can affect that, number one. And number two, as you and I talked about before, I mean, players just don't care about bridge deals anymore. You and I talked about that. I think
yeah.
You and I
we've talked about this plenty.
bridge deals just don't exist in the NHL anymore. It's like, okay, I got my $900,000 or $950, whatever it ends up being roughly, contract as my first 3 years as a first round draft pick. I want $9.5 million for the next 8 years.
Yeah.
And it's like, if you're a GM, it's like, well, I could either sign you or the fan base is going to burn the arena down.
And the thing too is, like, I mean,
it doesn't help.
No, it doesn't. I mean, they are athletes. Like, no one wants to settle for less.
Yeah.
Right? That's the thing, is you never want to settle for less. You know you can make more, so you want to ask for more.
And GMs hate being looked at as this guy gave out a fleece of a contract. This guy's got a good deal contract, right? Agents don't want to see that. Agents don't want to be their client to be said, this is a good deal. And GMs don't want to be on the other list where it's like the worst overpays.
Yeah. Oh, why are you you paid this much for who? What? Fire him. Like, okay, hold on. It is a situation. In regards to Luke, specifically Luke Hughes, I don't know where New Jersey meets in the middle with him, because again, right? Like, I don't know if they want to be incomparable to Jack's contract, and Luke specifically plays defense, and so does Quinn, and Quinn's making what, 7 or so, whatever it was that Tyler said. Do you tell Luke, we can give you as much as your brother makes right now, or does he want to make more than Quinn?
So, I mean, I can give us some reference here to all of this if you'd like. Let's remember, Hughes was a 4th overall pick.
Yep.
He didn't really play much his rookie year, so he basically played 2023 to 2024 and then 2024 to 2025. He played 153 games in that span and put up 91 points over those 153 games.
As a defenseman.
Yeah. With a minus 34.
Well, he's not winning a Norris.
So, I mean, let's put that there. Now, is it also, I mean, let's look at this. I mean, the Devils had a couple good scores of Jesper Bratt, and I mean, obviously, we should talk about Jack Hughes.
Yep.
And a few other players. Nico Hischier, I mean, like, Dougie Hamilton, is like, who's the piece that's really bringing it all together?
I don't know if it's that you could say that Luke Hughes is the piece that brings it all together, but it's definitely, I feel like there's an argument to be made that Luke is a part of the puzzle. They have their identity. It's whether or not Luke fits in that puzzle. Because yes, they do have Dougie Hamilton.
The amount of teams who would, if you could tell them, hey, you can get a Luke Hughes, everybody would say yes. No one's saying no.
What's your price?
Exactly, right? And that's why we're sitting here.
What would you sign him today? If you had to make that decision.
7.5.
Really? I would go like 2 years, $5 million a year.
4 by 5.5.
Okay, I guess I'm the highest on him, but that's fine.
No, here's the thing. It's not that I'm not high on Luke Hughes. Then I'm not low on Luke Hughes. Is one of those players where I kind of just look at him and go, "You are like the least talked about of the 3 of the brothers." For what reason, I still am not sure, and I kind of want to figure that out. Like,
well, here's why he's the least talked about of the 3. One is arguably, well, he's in the conversation for top 2 of the best defensemen in the league. And he would be number 1 if it weren't for Cale Makar.
Yep.
Right? Like, that's an insanely good player. That is an insanely good player. Jack is, I mean, the forwards are always crowded in high rankings, but Jack is a premier forward.
Yeah.
I think there's a little bit more to the Devils situation as I'm looking at the cap sheet. Number 1, they only have $5.2 million this season to spend. Number 2, once you get through that, they got a couple RFAs next year. Also, Simon Nemec, who has been kind of pissed off of the team for a good portion of last year, from what I remember going on.
That's another thing I wanted to bring up eventually.
And Jacob Markstrom is on this last year of his contract, and he's kind of their current starting goalie and kind of balled out from the last couple of years. So, like, I don't know if Luke's that valuable. Unless you try to trade out like a Dougie Hamilton contract, which you're just not going to do because he's locked in for $9 million. So
yeah.
Or you get the contract done so that he's more tradable.
That's also fair. So I mean that's why 5 came to mind for me, because it's just like there's so many other pieces that come up where it's like,
yeah. Well, and you bring up Nemec, and that's kind of what I wanted to talk about for a second with Luke Hughes, is that speaking of, a high value top 5 pick defenseman that New Jersey has, Nemec is another one. And honestly, I'd rather keep Simon Nemec if I'm New Jersey.
He's a large man.
He's a huge dude. He's a dog, is what he is. Simon Nemec is a fucking dog. Like, yeah, here's the thing. And Luke Hughes plays a certain way. He's a little on the lighter side, but he's a puck-moving defenseman. That's great. You have 2 of those. You have Dougie Hamilton and Simon Nemec. You have 2. Do you need a third? Yes, I get it. He's a Hughes. Yes, I get it. He's Jack's brother. Yes, I get it. He's pretty good. That's why you picked him top 5. But, like, you know what I mean? You can't have it both ways.
No,
especially in the situation that New Jersey's in right now.
I 100% agree. And, like, I don't know. I just can't imagine giving him more than like a 1 or 2 year deal at $5 million. I just, given once again the cap situation, once again it's projected to go up, but it's going to. And number 2, it's like on top of that, he's been very good at getting points, but like he's not very good at stopping plays from developing and shutting down when you need to, especially come the thing called the playoffs where defense matters.
Yeah, it's a weird situation with Luke Hughes. And I'm sure they'll get something figured out soon. We got like 3 more weeks of the season. 2 more weeks.
I doubt this takes 2 more weeks. I think it's like the next 7 to 10 days.
Yeah,
for him.
Yeah,
I mean, preseason starts at least on Sunday, because that's where I have my first game.
Right.
We have. It's whole nother conversation, but after last offseason, when the offer sheet was a major role player, to be in this offseason where 2 undeniably quality RFAs are sitting out of training camp,
I'm surprised no one's bit.
How is there, like, it's just a compensation draft pick?
Yeah,
like, guys,
that's all it is. Just do it.
Just do it. I don't understand NHL GMs.
And just the amount of teams that have cap space right now to do it, and draft assets.
Yep. Selfishly, NHL GMs, don't do it. Please wait till next year to start doing some offer sheets. No,
right. Hey, wait. Alex, this is the perfect segue. Alex, is there a reason you're specifically asking for NHL GMs to not do that? Is there a particular player, one of those RFAs you were talking about?
Because Greg Cronin's 3C, Mason McTavish, is currently skating in the OHL. He is skating in the OHL.
Well,
I still can't believe Cronin had him at 3C.
Before we get to Mason, let's just remember that the offer sheets, you do have to give up a lot of compensation depending on the amount given.
It is dependent on dollar amount. So
he is. So just let's remember that. And I mean,
I get it. I get both sides. I understand though why teams wouldn't want to, especially because next year's draft is Gavin McKenna.
Well, it's deeper than Gavin McKenna.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean, though. It's Gavin McKenna, Keaton Vierhoff, and like just a whole smorgasbord of talent in that draft.
It's a deep draft.
It's a very deep draft next year. So I'm not shocked that GMs are not wanting to, bite a little bit that way. So
I also think in the NHL, it's just as a whole, I feel like because the league is so competitive, besides the Blackhawks and the Predators last year, I feel like there's just the fact that like a lot of teams just kind of want to stay put with where they're at, and it's such a young stars appear every year kind of league that like it's almost better to just hold off on those things till deadline time.
Yeah,
pretty much.
It's valid. Well, do one of you guys want to? I'm going to let you two share your McTavish thoughts, and I will share the Homer perspective on this player.
All right. This is a dude. Okay, thank you, Tyler. This is a dude that should be your second line center on the Ducks moving forward for the future. Mason McTavish is everything that you want in a young leader. He's big, he's strong, he's fucking good with the puck. He's everything you could want. Him being still on the Ducks and playing the way he plays because he cares about playing the way he plays, especially with the Ducks team, you make the playoffs. If Mason McTavish is the second line center on any other roster, they make the playoffs. Alex doesn't want to think about that because he doesn't want Mason McTavish on any roster. I don't even want Mason McTavish. Look, there was a whole thing someone brought up that the Red Wings should try and go for Mason McTavish. And I said, you're right. But then I realized, no, he needs to be a Duck. This is how much I love Mason McTavish. The fact that he isn't signed right now fucking blows my mind. Tyler.
We can. Okay, I'm going to read you 2 stat lines. I want you to tell me who's Mason McTavish. Okay.
Are these full season stat lines or like
these are last season?
Last season. Okay.
76 games, 22 goals, 30 assists, 52 points in total, plus minus of 0. Versus that's player 1, player 2, 82 games, 26 goals, 33 assists, 59 total points, plus minus of 0.
He's the first player.
Yusuf.
How many games played for the first player?
76.
He missed time, right? Yeah, that has to be McTavish.
Okay. So the second player, and I'm only using this because it was just an easy one that came to mind quickly. I know somebody who's a solid 2C, which was Vincent Trocheck was the other player.
Okay.
Who's getting $5.625 million.
Vinny Trocheck's making $5.65 million.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, I mean, like, now I would agree McTavish is younger. Vinny Trocheck was signed a couple of years ago. So, I mean, you can look at the contracts however you want to, but
right.
I wanted to give us a baseline of where he's at.
Yeah.
I think McTavish is
and he's 24.
Exactly. So yeah. I think McTavish is doing that of someone who I would say is on a solid 2C playing with Artemi Panarin, who I would argue is a top 5 winger in the league. Mason McTavish, meanwhile, is carrying the Ducks second line. And I think this year, you get a couple of good players to play on that line with him. I think he's a must sign. I really think he's someone you have to bring in. I mean, once again, you don't draft a guy and develop him for nothing and keep him around to just
do nothing with him.
Yeah, because at this point, you're going to lose him for a couple of draft picks at this point. But once again, you can either draft a guy who might be a total bust, or you can have a guy who is already a star in the making.
Yeah. Well, so I think the other thing, too, is from what the Ducks have been doing over the offseason, the trading of Trevor Zegras, I thought, to me, was supposed to be like the clear flag that McTavish is going to be their 2C moving forward. I think now it's just a matter of getting the money in order and getting the term. Because, again, do they try to bridge McTavish? Do they try to sign him to a full 8? Because this is the last time that a player can sign 8 years. So, no.
Well, as long as I got it up, let's talk about the Ducks roster for a minute. Next year, they have a few free agency signings, big one being Cutter Gauthier and Leo Carlson. So, to me, and then you got Jackson Lacombe.
I was going to say Jackson Lacombe, I think.
And Pavel
Dikov?
Yep, that's it.
Yeah.
And then Owen Zellweger.
So you have a lot of... Are they all up next year?
All of them are up next year. So, I mean...
all the babies on the left side of the defense are
now... You have $20 million as of right now.
Yeah.
I think you gotta kind of lock them up quick. Now you get $2.5 million back next year because Cam Fowler is currently retained. So I think you gotta just get McTavish to sign. I think you gotta figure out a happy medium. I think your highest paid player is currently Mikael Granlund at $7 million. / Jacob Trouba at $8 million. So, I mean, like, I think I think it's an easy sell. Hey, man, you can stay in Southern California and have a really nice house on the water, and all you have to do is just sign a contract to stay here. So, I mean,
yeah, exactly right. Like,
so you guys pretty much hit the nail on the head with like the big picture stuff for where the Ducks contracts are at. This negotiation is about Leo Carlsson, Cutter Gauthier, Jackson Lacombe. It is not just about Mason McTavish. They have the entire core that they tanked for 8 years to build is up in the next year, 2 years. They need to get everybody signed if they want to keep this thing moving. And essentially, we're sitting at a spot where this is the reporting from people I trust where we're at. Mostly Friedman. Mason, the Ducks want long-term deal. They don't want to bridge him. They want to set him up. I imagine they want to get him on an 8 while they still can get him on an 8. Mason seems open to an 8. His agent and Verbeek are known grinders of people. Like they don't want to lose a negotiation. They are stubborn. And we are sitting here essentially where they haven't agreed to a number, and I think they're open. The term seems to not be as big of an issue as some people have made it sound like. What has made me happy is, per Friedman, people have called Pat and been like, "Hey, you want to get this done? Like, let's make a trade." And he told them to fuck off. Pat said, "Go away. I'm not trading this kid." Right? So it's not like an interest of the organization in keeping him. But he is so important to the immediate and future success of this team that this is a deal that I'm so surprised they couldn't just try and get done by camp. There's a new coach in town. They're implementing new systems, and one of the most important players to the roster is missing camp right now because of this, because you want a hardball, right? And this is where I get frustrated a little bit with Verbeek. We haven't seen it work out holding out on a contract. He made Jamie wait. He made Zegras wait. Neither of them are on the team anymore. They're both in Philly. If he's not into you, he's not into you. It's kind of what we've proven. But his tone is different with McTavish. And I get it. You want to be able to make it work out for the kids. But there is something to an organization keeping the players happy and keeping things simple. And McTavish is about as a home run of a player as I think you can find right now for getting a deal done at his age. And we're sitting here having him miss time at camp, having him miss time being with the team and with a new coach and the new system they're trying to build, and high expectations this season. And I hope this is done within a week. I'm not worried about him missing camp for his ability to play the season. I'm kind of more concerned about the effect it'll have in the room and the effect that this is going to have on re-signing Leo Carlsson next year, Cutter Gauthier next year. Get him in, give him a number, show the other kids that you'll pay them eventually. Get those extensions done, right? Let's not get this to RFA. That's where I'm at. He'll be a Duck, but it's just frustrating we're at this point,
I think at the end of the day, it leads to the conversation of what's taking so long, and that'll never be answered to the public. But when it gets done, it gets done. That's the thing. Like Mason McTavish, realistically speaking, like you don't draft that guy to go, no, you draft that guy knowing that he's going to be a cornerstone of your team for the future, right? Dude, I was so mad when you guys drafted him. I was like, fuck, I really wanted him to be a Red Wing. Like I was angry for like a good hour. I was like, fuck, I really wanted McTavish. But they're like, you don't pick a Mason McTavish that high up for nothing, right? So it's just a matter of when it gets done. As for next year, that's going to be interesting when everyone's up. But I think they can get it done. I think they'll be fine. Yeah, we'll see. Right? It should. I'm with you there, Alex. I think it'll be done probably within the next week. Just completely out of the blue, like, oh yeah, Mason McTavish, like, hooray, yay, awesome, right? I still find it weird that he was included on the training camp roster for their social media graphics, despite having an asterisk next to his name that just doesn't have a contract. It's like, that's odd. So you know he's still going to be on the team.
I think people would have been more freaked out if he wasn't on the list, if we're being honest.
Oh, yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
If they just didn't put him, I think they put him on just for people to be like, oh, the team is thinking about him. And yes. I think it's
which is important.
Yeah.
Yeah. On the topic of contracts, though, Tyler, do you have anything before we carry on with this?
I mean, I think the one thing also is, I think probably the holdup, if I had to guess, is something so stupid like performance bonuses. Like, that's honestly probably what is holding this whole thing up, because that's always what holds this whole damn thing up.
Just give him an extra million when McTavish wins.
You to score 25 or 30 goals this year. Like, it's like honestly, like seriously, that seems to be the biggest.
If you play in 80 games, you can.
Yeah, literally, it's always some stupid like. Well, I mean, I think 76 is really obtainable. Like,
yeah, it's like I don't know. I'm thinking like 61 games maybe this season for no. Okay, we'll figure that something, whatever it might be. That's their job, not ours. We just speculate.
I think this will be my parting comment as we move on here. I think basically the first preseason game is tomorrow. It's the Dallas and St. Louis, which none of us are going to watch. And then like actually all the actual teams play on Sunday. So I think it honestly will probably just get done Sunday or Monday. Honest to God. I think after like first preseason game gets played tomorrow, everyone's like, shit, we got a lot of players up. It's just going to get done. Like once first team gets the ice, it's like, okay, maybe we should just sign him.
Yeah, they'll look at the team and go, oh,
yeah, maybe he's that good. Like
yeah, there's a McTavish-sized hole in our roster. Why is that?
It'll be like while the Ducks are playing on Sunday. Honestly, it's just gonna get done on Sunday. I think Sunday is the day. I don't know why.
Okay, there you go.
I mean, that would make me very happy. That would make me very happy to just have him done. In fact, I'm going to just check Twitter right now and see if it's done.
Just in case he hasn't signed already. Yeah, I mean, that's it, right? Like, you just hope it gets done. Moritz Seider was the same way when his extension was getting worked on. And it went through training camp, and I'm like, please get it done. Just please. I don't care how much. I don't care how long. Just sign Moritz Seider, please. And now we're here. So we're all, hunky-dory.
You can also do it. What did you say, Yusuf?
No. What were you going to say? I'm going to get to this. This is my segue for the next segment.
I was going to say, you could do what the greatest GM in all of sports history has done and trade your best player for scraps and then say that you're a better team after the fact. Which is what Jerry Jones of the Dallas Cowboys did, but we can get to that.
I was actually.
This is an all sports podcast. We got to talk about it.
Yeah, I genuinely was going to say, Tyler, which insane psycho general manager said that? Was it the Cowboys? Was it the Buffalo Sabres? Was it like the Dallas Mavericks? Perhaps. We will never know. It is for mystery.
Dallas fans in shambles.
Yeah. Speaking of people in shambles, so we talked about two big RFAs that don't have a contract. It's time to talk about two big players that don't have extensions yet. Where do we want to start? Do we want to start with...
skip Luke Evangelista.
We did skip Luke Evangelista.
I forgot about Luke Evangelista. Tyler, quickly, how do you feel about Luke Evangelista not having a contract?
I don't like the kid. I really don't, so it's fine. I really can't stand him. He avoids hits, and he always says, I can literally watch him go down the ice, he'll go on the right side, go right over the blue line, and do a spin move to the outside, and then get drilled every game. I watch him turn the puck over. So honestly, I hope he doesn't get one. So, all right, next topic.
Well, we talked about a Pacific Division player, so we're going to talk about a Central Division player because I feel I don't know. Which do you feel is a bigger thing to talk about, the McDavid thing or the Kaprizov thing?
Dustin Wolf getting $7.5 million because he's a dog.
Alex, what do you think is a bigger thing to talk about?
Okay, I don't want to talk about the guy on the two-time Western Conference champion Edmonton Oilers. Everybody talks about it. It is actually, you know what? If we can keep it tight, let's do that one first, or at least my opinion. My opinion on him is tight.
Yeah,
right.
Okay.
He's holding them hostage. He is being so specific with everything he says in every piece of interview. He is only talking about 25-26 and how he sees the team has a window in 25-26. Right? I think if they get off to a slow start, he's just not going to sign one, and they will go into the playoffs, and we will see what happens. But like, he's holding him tight. He's going to be able to demand whatever amount of money he wants.
Yeah.
It's literally the result of the season determines what he does. That's the long and the short of it.
Yeah. Tyler?
So welcome to New York starting next season, Connor McDavid. Number 2. I'm kidding.
What do you think the Ducks are going to use their cap space on?
Dude, honestly, the dude's got the personality of a wet mop, so I kind of can't stand McDavid. But, I mean, I don't know. I think he's going to cave. He's going to stay in Edmonton.
I think he's going to stay in Edmonton as well.
He's going to stay in Edmonton. The problem I have, and Alex, to your point, he is holding the team hostage. He did an interview with Elliot Friedman and Kyle Bukauskas recently, talking about the upcoming season, and obviously the talk of contracts gets brought up, and he doesn't dodge the question, but he just keeps answering with, well, we're gonna play the 25-26 season, and we're gonna see how things go. Okay, well, how do you feel about the money involved? We're gonna play the 25-26 season, and we're gonna see how things go. I was listening to an episode of 32 Thoughts a couple days ago, and Friedman talked about how McDavid right now is obsessed with winning because they lost in the final 2 years ago. He was angry. He was obviously hurt that they couldn't get it done in Game 7. And then when they got floored this past season, that's all he thinks about right now is getting to the final again and winning another cup. That's all he's thinking about. Does not care about his contract.
Put him in some pads. Put in between the pipes.
Yeah. Yes. It's kind of important. They might need something like that, I think.
I mean,
and that's the thing, right? It's hard because when you're Connor McDavid, you're the best goddamn player on the planet right now, and he's already playing at a universal level above his own. He's expecting his team to play at that level, if not a level below him. And the only person that could do that is named Leon Draisaitl. And everyone else is there for the ride. Not to mention, you just gave, what's his face? Why can't I remember his name? Defenseman.
Bouchard?
Yes, Bouchard. For some reason, I was like, not Noah Dobson. Yeah, Evan Bouchard. You just gave Evan Bouchard a lot of money.
Yeah.
I know we brought this up with Anaheim, the topic of, the cap's going up. Yeah, well, you realize this is Connor McDavid we're talking about. He will ask for whatever he wants, and you give him whatever he wants because he's Connor McDavid. So
I also think that Kirill Kaprizov's situation is directly related to what Connor McDavid does. They are both sitting. So
interesting.
I think that Kirill, and we'll use this as the segue.
Yeah.
We don't need to talk about Connor too much anymore.
No, we don't.
What are we going to say that no one else has already said about Connor McDavid? I mean, anyways, Kirill Kaprizov is, someone out there is not telling the correct information. Someone is lying, and we don't know who. We don't know if it's true that he actually denied the deal, right? But we also have Friedman saying that, and he's kind of like the Bible. End all be all of what's actually happening, right? Yep. So I don't know. Wherever we're sitting at, right? I think for Kirill, it's the number. I think that's the thing he cares about more than where it's at. I think it's the number. And that's what people seem to be talking about. And I think his agent is also pulling him in that direction. And if he can set the market, what suddenly frees up more money for McDavid, right?
Yeah.
If McDavid agrees to a number, it kind of screws Kaprizov, because who's going to pay Kaprizov, who has health injury issues?
Yeah, the injury
to a degree
one for Kaprizov.
When he's on the ice, MVP potential,
yes.
Right?
But
that's not deniable.
A fair amount.
He
missed
a lot of time.
Season. Yeah.
We saw Minnesota tumble from 1 seed to, out of the playoffs.
Yeah,
and that was just the difference of him being on the ice and not. So if McDavid sets the market, that people are going to look at that and say that's as high as we can go.
Right.
They're not going to give Kirill more than that. But if Kirill sets the market really high, McDavid gets to walk out and say, "Okay, you gave Kirill 18, give me 19, bitch."
Yeah.
They're related. it's fascinating that we're sitting at it right here. I think that it's a very, very interesting situation.
Tyler?
Okay. I've been...
Yeah, thank God we have Tyler ready for this.
So I've been doing that, and I've been looking at stats the whole evening as we've been chatting. So I feel like I've been coming from a place of sanity amongst all of us. Just want to point that out. That's why I know McDavid's gonna be a Ranger. Anyway, Kirill Kaprizov, also a future Ranger. Okay, so here's the thing: the Wild don't have a lot of money until next year. So currently they have like $4.4 million for the rest of the year, but like next year, I doubt they're gonna re-sign Tarasenko, who's at 4.75. Mm-hmm. Matt Zuccarello, who I adore, is 38 years old and at 4.125. Marcus Johansson's a free agent. Nicholas Aube-Kubel is a free agent. And Brett Leeson. I don't think you're going to re-sign really any of those guys, to be honest with you. And Zach Bogosian. So you're going to free up some money, is the point I'm trying to make. Actually, a pretty large, close to the 10 mil mark. I don't think Kaprizov should be at 18. I'll be kind of blunt.
I agree. Doesn't mean he won't ask for that.
What number would you guys give him? I'm genuinely kind of curious. So, like,
I think term is really important for me.
You basically walk away. Let's put it like this: you got about 20 mil next season. Now, remember, Philip Gustafsson also a free agent next season, but you also have Jesper Wallstedt. So. You basically got $20 million.
I can give two answers on term. I think I'm willing to pay him more on a shorter deal. So if he were only to agree to like a 4-year extension, I'd probably be willing to go up to 17. But if we're talking like an 8-year deal or 7-year deal, whatever the max is going to be by the time they sign it, I'm probably capping it at 16 tops, maybe 15. I can't see much higher than that just because of the health stuff. That's it.
All right. I have two ways I'm looking at this, right? Way number one is the health is an issue. The health is, a little shaky here and there. He's a little injury prone. There's something that was brought up on 32 Thoughts by Friedman in regards to it. Like, if you sign him long-term at a crazy amount of money, what happens if the injuries start to pile up early on in that season? Doesn't really look good for it. The rest of that contract doesn't bode well, right? So I'm thinking anywhere between either a 4-year bridge or you give him the 8. Now, that's term. If we're talking about money, here's my thing. I love Kirill Kaprizov. I think he is, like, probably the next generation of, like, incredible Russian talent we have in the league when Ovi is gone. It's like him, Kucherov, Demidov, Michkov, all of them. Anyway, in regards to money, everyone's talked about, he could be making anywhere minimum 14, 15 million, 16, 17, 18. Of course, from what we've been hearing, 23 is what his camp's asking for, which is bonkers. My question to you two, in regards to term, realistically speaking, a Kirill Kaprizov in this state, because I'm not going to say a healthy Kirill Kaprizov, because we don't know. Right? That's the thing about signing a contract. You don't know if they're going to get hurt. A Kirill Kaprizov in the state that we currently know him in, which is injury prone, but when on the ice is probably one of the best scorers in the league. Is he worth more than what other wingers in the market are making now? Most notably, Rantanen and Marner. So, is he worth more than 12 a year? This is insane to say, mind you. Let me preface this, right? What I'm saying right now is ridiculous to say publicly. Because, yeah, I do also believe that Kirill Kaprizov is a $14 million minimum player. But when you look at everything that's been going on, you look at, everything in between, and then you look at the market, right? Is he right now in his current state? Is he worth, at a max deal, 8 years? Let's say 8. Is he worth more than 8x12?
Yes, that's my personal feeling.
Okay,
I'm going to say yes.
Okay, so I hate to bring up the Rangers again, but I actually have like an actual thing here. So when we had Henrik Lundqvist, we were paying him $8.5 million, and that was a shit ton of money. And when we were re-signing Shesterkin, and he landed on $11.5 million, everyone freaked out because it's $3 million more than Hank. But if you look at the amount the cap went up, the cap hit that both of those players had was the exact same percentage. It was about 10% of the cap total, which I think is very interesting. And that's kind of what I would do here with the Wild. And I kind of think you could do that, kind of what Yusuf was saying, is that you can figure out the percentage of a guy, like what he's Kucherov, for example, who I would say is probably one of those top 5 wingers in the league. If you think Kaprizov is better than Kucherov, figure out what percentage of the cap Kucherov is making and pay him like an extra 5% for Kaprizov. I don't feel confident signing Kaprizov if I was the Wild to a long-term deal. I think short is key, and I would just pump the money into him because the problem is, as I said, I'm looking at his stats right here. He has had one season where he has played 81 games. His next highest is 75. His next highest is 67. And obviously last year he played literally half the games. So the drop-off is quite large.
Right, but also you got to look at point totals. I know not all people like do that, but looking at point totals in those injured seasons, right?
I agree.
That's so, what people will use to try and justify.
I agree, but like that's great until you actually have to win a game in the playoffs to make or break your season.
Exactly.
And you have to be on the ice. And I understand the point totals are there, but I also think like the thing about Ovi that's great isn't necessarily the fact that Ovi's the greatest goal scorer in the league history. It's honestly the fact that he also just never was hurt, which allowed him to do that.
It's a thing that's very unique to him, right? He broke his leg last year and missed 14 days.
Yeah. Like, what shit is that? Like,
it's a really good point.
Like, it matters. And I mean, like,
that's definitely where the hang up is.
We can name dozens of players from any league if we wanted to that they would have been the next best thing if they didn't get hurt. And it's like, well, but they did. And that's unfortunately part of the game. Is like, part of it's chance, part of it's your makeup, part of it's everything. But it's like,
yeah,
Kaprizov, historically, literally has not played a full season. Like, he literally, even his one season, got hurt at least a game. So I mean, like, it's not a good look, man. Like, in 5 seasons, he's not.
Yeah,
this isn't a perfect comp, but out of the NBA, right? Derrick Rose, right? He at least won an MVP before his knees exploded.
Yeah. Poor guy.
But it's pretty comparable, right? Everyone was looking at him as this is Kobe, this is Jordan. He's right in front of us. And then his knees went out, right?
Yeah.
Kirill, I think no one argues Kirill's on ice talent. It's just, again, how many games you get out of him per season.
He has quite literally played 78% of the games he was supposed to in the NHL.
I mean, still a solid number, but not what teams want, right?
Yeah, compared to other guys,
yeah. It's a strange situation for Kaprizov because he is absolutely. I'm just going to backpedal everything I just said earlier. He is worth a good amount of money, but I don't blame Minnesota for kind of being a little, on their tiptoes about this because he gets hurt a lot.
If there's a franchise that knows a thing or two about getting hamstrung by a contract that injuries cause issues with, it's Minnesota.
Definitely Minnesota.
Like, it's quite literally crafted their current core. They have had to deal with it this entire period, right?
Yeah. Are they? You know what though? Even with all that, they've still been able to make some things work here and there, right?
Yeah.
Like they've got Faber and Boldy locked up. I believe they got Boldy locked up. I know they got Faber locked up, but I believe they got Faber and Boldy both locked up long term. Jesper Wallstedt the second he gets here, the second he is ready for an extension in like 2 years, I guess, they will give him an extension because he is hopefully worth that money. But you need more cornerstone, and they've been able to lock up 2 cornerstone players, despite their ridiculous cap shenanigans from 10 years ago. This is kind of a big deal, though, right? Because Kaprizov is, on a good day, a top 10 player in the league.
Yeah.
How do you find a way to keep that top 10 player, knowing that, again, I say this, on a good day he's top 10, on a bad day he's not on the ice? That's the problem.
If Minnesota can't get this done, and say let's say they're out of a playoff spot, but Kirill is healthy. Ooh. Kirill is healthy in this scenario. They're out of a playoff spot. Kirill is healthy at the deadline. Has been healthy throughout the season.
Mm.
Do you think they trade him? Sure.
Think about that, because I'm also going to think about that. I want to just, back to my earlier kind of point here. So,
yeah,
when the Rangers signed Henrik Lundqvist, he was 13.2% of the total cap of the year. Okay?
Right.
So, you take that and do that for Kaprizov. Let's say you think he is your absolute superstar player. Going into next year's cap with the same time percentage hit, at the same percentage, 13.2%. It's $13.73 million.
Okay.
So,
that's...
if you did a 4x14, I don't think that's that crazy, or a 5x14.
Yeah, that's right. If you do a short term by, mid-tens in the millions, I think it works out.
I don't think it's that crazy at that point.
No.
Because at first it's you read the number and that's insane. But then you kind of actually think about how much the cap's gone up and you're okay, that's actually, when you break it down into percentage category, it makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, that's the thing though, right? Is you think about the number and you go, okay, it's not as bad now in, relative terms, but it's more so, I think, for me, the fact that his camp is asking for 20 plus.
20 is absurd. I think,
yes.
20 is nuts. Yeah.
I think they land somewhere. They're probably going to overpay him. They're probably going to pay him 17 or 18. Let's be quite candid. I think Connor will probably end up doing a small purchase and be the first player to get 20, to be honest with you. But yeah, I don't know. When you take it to the percentage, it does kind of make it more interesting.
Mm-hmm.
It does.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, I do want to get back to Alex's question.
I do too.
So I think while you guys think about your answers for a second, we'll just set the scene. So if you're Minnesota, I don't think if you ever get to a point where you realize in the negotiations that a deal is just not gonna happen, I don't think he's the kind of talent you can let walk unless you are top 2 seeds in the Central Division and are a wagon. If you've got it working, you go for it. But if he's not there, in my opinion, I think you have to trade. It's finding the partner to dance with that is probably the most difficult piece of this puzzle. So less figuring out who he might go to, and more. I mean, there's a lot of different ways you can chop this thing up. There's one example I've seen online a lot from a few different places that is who's available without extensions right now and been floated in trade rumors. Robo. Right? Dallas certainly doesn't have the cap space to keep him. But if you're Dallas and you're knocking on the door, you're in the top 2 seeds in your Central Division and you are healthy heading into the playoffs and you have an opportunity to add a Kirill and make a cup push regardless of what happens after the cup push, I think you can push that button. Maybe that's crazy. I don't know what the package looks like. If I'm Dallas, I don't know if I want to give up Robo for a Kirill because Robo plays games. He does not miss games. And that's availability is one of the best abilities in this league. Right?
What's so funny about you bringing up Jason Robertson and this potential idea of a Robo Kaprizov thing is I also had the exact same idea, except you say fuck it and you just do a 1-for-1.
That'd be funny, but I if I'm Dallas, I don't think I can do that. I think I need Minnesota to give me more. I think Robo for where Dallas is. You know what I mean?
That's the thing. You're getting. It's so hard to justify because you're getting better production in Kirill Kaprizov on ice when he's healthy. But again, I say when he's healthy, you're getting better production on ice with Kirill Kaprizov, but you're getting more Jason Robertson in general.
Yeah, and then because probably the only way that deal happens for either team, Dallas doesn't have the cap space to do an extension for what Kirill's looking for, but Minnesota probably requires that they get something negotiated on Robo, you know?
Kirill Kaprizov, come on down. You are a Colorado Avalanche.
Oh my God. That's the other one I've been thinking about.
So
I'm gonna quickly finish this before you go. If Kaprizov's healthy and Minnesota finds himself out of a playoff spot by deadline time, you kind of you gotta sit there. I think it'll depend on how far out they are. I hate saying that. I know it's a big what if, but I feel like it'll be dependent on how far out they are of a wild card even. Because then they'll still be able to try and fight for a spot, right? They still have half a season to fight for a spot. They have half a season to use to convince Kirill Kaprizov, hey, we can still make it. We can try, right? Okay, sure. Then we figure this out. Or we figure this out as we go. But in the event that they're a fair bit out, you can't really do much about it at that point if like they're dead in the water. Yeah, I think you do trade him. Because at that point, what's going to happen, right? Like you're not making the playoffs. Kirill wants to be in the playoffs. He wants to win. So at that point, you go, okay, here's Kirill Kaprizov. Here's what we want. And because it's the trade deadline, and a lot of teams would want a Kirill Kaprizov for their playoff runs, you're probably going to get a pretty good package out of that. What exactly? Up to them. But I think the deadline would be the best time to do it because that's when contending GMs are very, like, they're going to hit the panic button and go, ooh, what's that? We need a scorer. Okay, give. But then, again, extension to the thing. The Mikko Rantanen situation, right? Same thing. Him getting to Dallas was fully on the situation that an extension get done. Dallas said, we can do it. Let's do it. Okay, great. They got him. They got the extension done. End of story. They kind of screwed themselves a little bit because of that. That's fine. That's a Dallas problem. Any other team is going to be in a situation like what the Wild are in right now if they trade for Kirill Kaprizov. And that is, good, we have Kaprizov. What do you mean he wants $20 million a year? That's it, right? That's the end of the situation. But I think the situation at hand, to answer your question, is not fully, but I have a pretty strong faith in that they trade him at the deadline. Tyler?
So I agree with you, Sif. I think they're going to trade him at the deadline. I think, once again, if you retain 50% salary, you got a $4.5 million Kaprizov. It's a pretty good situation. I mean, the package is going to be absolutely absurd, but I think there are teams that are willing to do it. And when you think about just this pure fact, so this year the cap is $95.5 million. And next year the cap is $104 million. And the year after that, it is $113.5 million. Once again, if you are accepting the fact that, okay, next year might be a little tight, but we can swing trading for him, just put the house on him, get the guy, except it's going to be a little tight for 1 year. You know, like I said, if you put $113 million, you times it by, like, once again, like 13%. I mean, at that point, you're at $15-16 million. It doesn't really matter. Like, honestly, like, if you can get him down for 20, be like, look, man, like, we're not Minnesota, which, once again, there are teams that are harder sells. Like, I feel like Minnesota, Columbus, it's a harder sell to get players to buy into living there when it's like, you can live in Florida with no sales tax or no state income tax and live on the beach. Kind of a nice sell. We've talked about that before a million times. It's like, I feel like it's an easier sell to get someone like Kaprizov to sign there. And if you're a team who can swing $15 million in a year and a half, then it doesn't matter. So I'd go for it. I think also the Wild, like, you already have a nice core of young guys. You have 2 really good young goalies. You have a couple of good young defensemen. Just bolster with picks and prospects, and life's okay.
A crazy idea just popped in my head while you were talking, Tyler.
I could see it, so I was excited to hear it.
Okay. Like, the NHL loves storylines.
I haven't noticed.
Really? They do?
What would the Caps be mad enough to try and do this?
That's actually the team.
And transition Ovi to Kirill.
So that's actually exactly
and they have Ovi basically be like, "You stay here."
What do you give up for that, though?
Well, I mean, they only have like 1.5 million good prospects. The Bears have won the Calder Cup about 15 damn times. So I mean,
I know. So it's like, ooh,
it's just interesting enough that it like, I don't know. It could happen.
I kind of
they're
like
one of the teams that could see they could make a sales pitch.
So, actually, because they get 9 point. So they currently have $4 million, roughly, give or take $100,000 in cap space. Ovi's contract is $9.5 million. John Carlson's up next year at $8 million, and Trevor Van Riemsdyk at $3 million. So there's your money at $21 million next year.
It's wide open.
Yeah.
Plus the cap going up, so that's roughly 30.
Yeah, I feel like the Caps.
And the organization has a proven like working relationship with Russian players.
Old kind of historic team, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be kind of cool.
We haven't talked about jerseys yet, but they've got a jersey to talk about.
Oh, the Caps. Oh, I want to say that for last. I would say that.
I just wanted to shove it in there while we were talking about.
I know. They are really nice jerseys, though.
I don't know. That's kind of where I'm at. I feel like you have to trade them, number one, because the package is going to be ridiculous. Number two, it's like, if he doesn't want to stay, you're not going to pay him. Definitely trade him, get the package, build up for the future, and then if you can trade him and retain salary at $4.5 million, every team will be calling it.
These are fun realities. I kind of hope Minnesota finds a way to keep him, because I don't think they have that bad of a sales pitch, and I think there are some exciting prospects in the pipeline. The most difficult part, and this is kind of the pinch where it's going to be difficult for them, is their cap is still just in trouble. Right? Yeah, it's just not clean.
They're still very much being haunted. So
it's gonna be like, can they sort that out and get that agreed upon? Otherwise, I don't know what happens to Minnesota without him. You know?
Yeah.
It gets into some dark stuff there, but
yeah. So,
anybody else have anything to say about Kirill?
I think we're good here. I mean, I will say I did just read that his goal is different, so he likes Minnesota. So
yeah. So try to keep.
It's kind of a cool place from people I've heard who've been there and have lived there. It's kind of cool.
Well, there's that. Cool. No, it's not. On that note, there's 2 more things players-wise we need to talk about. First and foremost of the two, because I don't want to have 3 straight conversations of players talking about contracts or moving anywhere, because the third one is a big one. But the first of the 2 things I think to get to is the Flyers made a big move. They traded Ivan Fedotov. Oh no, whatever shall they do? Okay. They traded him to Columbus. Fine. He finished up like an 860. Exactly, we'll forget about him later. That is to say that the reason I thought they were doing it was because they were going to try and reacquire Carter Hart. But it was confirmed to me earlier today by Alex that is not the case. Thank God. And you're probably wondering, Carter Hart, isn't he part of that? You're right. He was part of that whole thing with the World Juniors scandal in 2018. And they're all getting reinstated. And I really don't know how to feel about that. Like, I don't want to make this segment long. It's just, I don't, you know?
It's so typical of the NHL.
Yes.
It is so typical of the NHL. It's just, this is their MO, right?
Yeah.
Now, part of this you could probably say is they have a very aggressive players union or players association, right? They were very they were very public in an interview on 32 Thoughts about their views after the verdict, that the PA's view is everybody deserves a chance to get back on the ice if they have the talent. And they got it negotiated. They got it done. And Bettman gave the approval on this. I don't know what his angle was. I don't think we will ever know the angle of everything. I think it's fascinating that there's been pretty clear reporting that none of these players are going to end up in Canada. That is very interesting in and of itself. And I think we're looking at individual organizations and how they choose to move forward. There's conflict with the Ducks coaching choice. Similar thing, right? But it is a different situation. And there are, it's a very nuanced topic. The legal perspective, let them play, right? But there's a lot to get into with that trial. We didn't really talk about it here, but I'm glad that Philly at least is like, we're going to say no to Carter Hart. I don't know if you guys have seen this reporting, but there's been some stuff on McLeod that he might be going to Carolina. And there have already been people organizing and trying to call the Canes to be like, what the hell are you doing? It's very interesting, but it's very typical of the NHL to have put themselves in this situation. I'm surprised they didn't wait a year.
Yeah, they did not.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised how fast they just decided. Yeah, let's just make a decision on it and be done.
What bothers me is that after the verdict had come out and Gary Bettman said they will be allowed back in the league when we feel the time is right for them to be back in the league, and I went, okay, Gary, cool, that's great. It's probably going to be like a year minimum, right? Yeah, like a good year of like rehabilitation, get them through things, yada yada yada. It was like what, 3 months?
I mean, yeah,
4 months. Yeah, so
way too fast.
Yeah,
lot of work to do as a old men's league.
Yeah. I don't know. It feels weird to me, and it's funny. I was explaining it to my dad after Bettman had said, yeah, they can be back in the league as early as, I believe they said contracts can be signed as early as October, and then they can't play until December. The situation they're in. Okay, yeah. So I was explaining that to him, and my dad kind of looks at me and goes, I don't know anything about these guys. Are they like worth picking up? Like, are they worth coming back in the league? I kind of looked at them. I thought about it. I'm like, they're all depth guys. Like, none of them are superstars. No offense. Like, yes, they're NHL players. They're great hockey players, but they're not. You're not thinking about a Michael McLeod in your like middle to top 6 in Carolina. He's gonna be a bottom 6 guy, right? Like, he's gonna be a bottom of the lineup kind of guy. Nolan Foote, I believe, is also on that, or one of the Foots. I think it's Nolan. I can't remember which one. Again, depth guy, right? Carter Hart. I think once upon a time we joked about this in our group chat. Carter Hart, at one point when he was still on the Flyers, everyone thought he was going to be the future Philly, and then he decided to play like he got hit by a bus and stunk. And then this happened. Can he play the same way he did when he started in the league? Probably not.
He kind of reads to me as like AHL to 2 goalie swing.
Yeah.
You know, he's going to be going back and forth between a team that just needs bodies.
Yeah. And that's the other thing is, there have been rumors ever since the verdict was brought that Carter Hart, you will be an Edmonton Oiler. That's not the kind of goalie you want. Edmonton's already got some rough shit. Granted, they got rid of Evander Kane, but you're telling me you traded away Evander Kane just to potentially sign Carter Hart? That's not a good look at all.
Their GM was in Chicago.
Not to mention Stan Bowman is your GM.
And for just the sake of it, let's take everything else off the table for 5 seconds.
Yeah, right. Okay.
They have not played an NHL game in over a year.
Nope.
If not longer.
Where were they playing? Like some of them were in the K. Like they just weren't getting competitive ice time anywhere.
And it's like, wait, and we're going to take everything off the table for a second. Dude, we've looked at every other sport. Any other guy who's taken a year off from any other major sports league, it just comes back and it's just forgettable instantly.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah.
It's that. It's the fact that they will not be at training camp. It's the fact that, they won't have any professional ice time by the time they get on the ice.
Well,
like, even when they signed their contract, I assume that when they sign their contract in October, if any teams actually want to bite on all of them, or teams are willing to bite on all of them, they will be back at practice facilities within like 24 to 48 hours of that contract being signed, so that they can actually like get on the ice. But even then, that's going to be like what? They wouldn't play till December, so a month and a half, 2 months more of not being able to play a professional game of hockey. Yeah, you'll be on the ice, you'll have your trainers and everything, right? But that's 2 months to polish up a year and change.
They probably still all end up in the A before they get
that's
NHL
right.
ice time.
Probably they end up in the A.
Then let alone let's say what you give them $1 million. Let's just pick a random contract number like 1.1. Okay, you're here, you're in the team. Okay, and then you got a guy who maybe was a 4th line, 3rd line guy who people liked, and now you're going to bring one of these guys in. And I just feel like that's going to make the room, number one, pissed because you might kill a fan favorite off, or like a lot of people rally around the scrappers. Everyone loves the 4th line grinder, and it's like you're going to kick one of those guys off for a guy who already is controversial and hasn't played in a year, and just basically give him ice time because you just signed him and they were good 2 years ago. And it's like, that's just not a good look for an organization. It's not a good look if you're a fan of the team. It's not a good look if you're a guy in the locker room. And it's just like, why would you do it? Like, I'm sorry. Like, what, Alex Formenton's really going to move the needle in your lineup? Number one, like, I'm sorry. Number one, no. Number two, do you really want to do that? Like, from an ethical, every other perspective, do you really want to do this? And the answer is no. Like, it's just not worth it. So that's fine.
Yeah, I think time will tell. We'll see what teams do, and I think it'll be a thing to just watch your favorite team for, and keep an eye on like local fans just to talk about it. Right now, it's mainly just kind of shrugging and going. We have, Bateman made this decision, and we're sit here,
Yeah, that's really it. We just kind of have to sit with the decision. Teams will do what they do, and we'll see how that goes from here. And all we can do is just wait and see. So, yeah, it's a weird situation. On the topic of waiting and seeing, though, this is the 3rd major player conversation that's been going around. We talked about this months ago when we were doing our way too early division predictions in regards to the Metropolitan. Sidney Crosby, one of, if not the current, like the greatest player on earth, right? Defined an entire generation for hockey. Was this entire generation? What a beast he is. Crosby always jokes about how he's never going to leave. He's going to be a Penguin for life. The Penguins assume that he will be a Penguin for life. The fans assume that he will be a Penguin for life. Sidney Crosby wants more cups. He wants 2 more, to be exact. And I don't blame him. You know? Well, actually, if you think about it, what do you really need more? Like, dude, you're already the greatest player of your generation. You're one of the greatest players in the history of the game. You have 3 Stanley Cups. Like, is 2 more really that big of a deal? I'm not getting picky about this. What I want to get picky about, though, is the fact that his agent, Pat Brisson, recently on an interview with Pierre LeBrun, had said, in regards to the crazy Crosby trade rumors that have been going on since, like, trade deadline last season, Pat Brisson had said it's always a possibility. And that had a lot of eyebrows get raised and go, so what you're saying is he could get traded. It's not that he never will, but he could. And again, Pat Brisson leaves it with...
And the internet did absolutely nothing with that information.
Yes, not a single completely thing. Yeah, just as they should. Good job, internet. And nothing happened. No, God, the world exploded, basically, thinking like, hey, he's going here, he's going to Colorado, he's going to Montreal, Nick Suzuki and Sidney Crosby. Oh,
he's going to Pittsburgh.
He's going to the Rangers. Where'd that come from?
The Photoshop.
I didn't say that this time.
I know you didn't. I thought it'd be funny to say it for you. Anyway.
He's on the Panthers. They found cap room.
Imagine.
They got him to agree to an 8 by 87 cents.
Yeah. Oh my God. So the other thing with Sidney Crosby's situation is Pat Brisson had also said in his interview with Pierre LeBrun, and I have a quote here, it's been 3 years since they made the playoffs, and it'll all depend on how Sid is going to be and how the team is going to do. And to go back to what we were talking about with the Kaprizov situation, the Penguins kind of suck is the difference. Like, the Penguins are the definition of, like, bad right now. They traded for Matt Dumba.
If you showed up to work and Kyle Dubas was there every day, would you want to stay?
No.
Exactly.
I
don't like this man. They fired
Alex,
a
I'm
competent coach.
Alex, I'm telling you for like the millionth time now, I cannot explain the beef between Tyler and Kyle Dubas. And I've known about this beef for like 10 years.
I will fight him on pay-per-view for charity. Honestly, like, let's do it. But like, honest to God, like,
we'll put the 2 of you in a ring on Netflix.
They fired a competent coach. Like, and they're like, Sid, you gotta stay. Like, you want to do this for your legacy. He's like, Ovi's still winning. Like, Ovi's in the playoffs. Ovi's
in the playoffs.
Like, the writing is on. We talked about it in the division previews. Like, the writing is on the wall. Like, I personally feel like Dubas is doing Crosby a disservice, and he's doing hockey a disservice by not trying to, like, get him to agree to this. Like, are you really, like, he's the most loyal guy ever. Like, I don't think a single person is ever going to blame Crosby. Like, we get it. Like, and we want to see him. We want his hockey reference to look exactly like Kopitar's when he retires. Just Pittsburgh the whole way through. No other teams, no shenanigans.
Yeah.
But if he wants to compete at a high level, it's not going to happen there.
Yeah.
It's just not going to happen there. And it's and then he goes out, and the other half, we didn't cut you off before we got to finish the story, but then he goes out, he's doing his season ticket event.
Yeah.
Where he goes, knocks on doors, and hands them their season tickets, and a media scrum is like, hey, we got to talk about this. And the reporter, like, doubled down. He was like, your agent said this. And Crosby went, I can't keep answering this question. I'm staying here. And now we're just right where we were at the beginning.
We have it.
We're exactly where we were at the beginning.
Constant stalemate.
I think the world is sitting at it and going, we can't let this happen. And the one guy that we're talking about is like, this is fine.
That's the problem, right? It's like, I think
it's just too chill. Like, I mean,
he's a little too chill with this, because like the Steve Dangle podcast was talking about this, and it's at the end of the day, this is going to be Sidney Crosby's decision whether he leaves or not, right? Like, Kyle Dubas can talk him into it as much as he wants. Pat Brisson can talk to him as much as he wants. Like, Nathan McKinnon can keep calling him and be like, Sid, come on, you want to be an Avalanche? We know you do. As much as he wants. At the end of the day, the decision is on the back and massive legs of Sidney Crosby. Which brings us to the question, which we had for Kaprizov. When the Olympics are over, assuming Crosby has led Team Canada to another gold medal as captain, which will be his last Olympics, right?
The Chucks have something to say about that. USA.
They're outnumbered here, Yusuf. It's finally nice to have someone on the side.
Damn. Ugh, darn. Anyway,
Skull. I'm actually Team Sweden. Skull.
Honestly, like same.
Yeah, honestly,
they're kind of sick.
They're great. I heard it. Crosby finishes the Olympics. It's going to be his last as captain for Team Canada. He comes back to. They all get back for the season at the end of February. The trade deadline looms around, not too far out. If Pittsburgh is not anywhere near a playoff spot, which
they won't be.
Yeah, they won't be. They are not.
Let me rephrase that. When Pittsburgh is not in a playoff spot, either whether it's going to happen day one, isn't it? What the fuck am I saying?
They're going to be first place.
Let's just be
Hey, Crosby almost dragged him into the 8th seed 2 years ago.
I know. I know.
God, that run was crazy.
It was amazing.
Run was crazy.
It's still, by the way, Pittsburgh's fault that the Florida Panthers are a dynasty, like a borderline dynasty right now. Mind you, let's not forget.
Okay, let's get to the hypothetical.
The point is, let's get the hypothetical. The hypothetical is the Olympics are going to take up a fair amount of time. We're not going to have any games played during that time, right?
Cool. We're going to have games played. They're just going to be amazing.
Well, we're not going to have NHL games played. We're going to have good hockey played.
Yeah, we're going to have better hockey played.
We're going to have better hockey played in Italy, but not on American ice for like a month. If you are the Penguins, and you know for a fact that all hope is gone, even though all hope was gone like 2 years ago, do you go to Sid before or after the Olympic Games, before the Olympic break, and go, I think it's time? Because the reality is, Sid wants to win more. Sid wants to also walk out into the sunset as a Penguin. But Sid wants to win more.
So I think you're asking the wrong question.
Okay.
So I think the question that should be asked is, number one, I think Crosby is just one day going to wake up and like literally look at his phone and be like, I feel like I want to be traded. Like, honestly, I think it's going to be a completely like, he's going to be like at the Olympics, sipping espresso in the Italian countryside, waiting to play a game. It's like, yeah, I kind of want to get another cup. And then he's going to call Dubas. Now, the question is, if you're Dubas, do you do...
No, Crosby's going to just call the one... He's going to pick a team, and he's going to just call them.
Well, so my question is that, because the reality is Dubas has to sign everything. Do you kind of... Now, this is a serious question. You can ask the world for Crosby. Let's be quite candid. Like,
you still can.
Or do you kind of just help a brother out and let him go somewhere for a pretty reasonable offer to help him go to where he wants to?
I think it depends on the situation you're sending him to. I personally think that his value is higher the more runway you have on the season than if you wait till the deadline to trade him.
Yeah.
Like, I think if you trade him right after the Olympics, you're going to get more than you will if you wait till March. If you trade him, I mean, Olympics are what, February? Mid-February?
Yeah.
Do I have that right?
Mid to late February.
So you get him moved before the deadline, or with enough advance before the deadline. I think you get a bigger package to set Pittsburgh up for longer. Now, the teams that he's going to want to go to, are they going to actually have the stuff to give back to Pittsburgh that we're looking like, yeah, that's good? I don't think so. Like, there's not really I can't think off the top of my head of an organization that we've been talking about, like, yeah, this fits, where they have the futures that Pittsburgh is going to look at and go, yeah, this worked out. Aside from draft picks, which are impossible to project until you actually get to the draft. I don't know. It's kind of a difficult trade.
You bring up draft picks, and I think that does lead to an interesting question, because we did talk earlier, and we briefly mentioned earlier that this upcoming draft is going to be deep. And the package you could get for Crosby is literally whatever you want. Like, you just dangle him in the air, and they'll be like, sure, we'll give you everything, right? You're going to want some picks from anyone in this upcoming draft in like particular, right? So yeah, it's a matter of how Pittsburgh goes about it when they attempt to do it. Because the other thing too is Pittsburgh also hoping that they get draft lottery luck and try to land one of Yerhoff or McKenna.
Shit,
brain blast.
That's already
brain blast. Bettman is making the phone call to Dubas, and he's like, "I will give you the one if you just do this.
I will give you Gavin McKenna. Fucking trade Crosby already.
Look what I just did for the Islanders. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Look what I just did for the Islanders. I will do it for you. Just move Crosby and
I will do it for you again.
Kyle Dubas hangs up the phone. He's like confused. Bill Daly calls him like, he wasn't kidding, right? he wasn't joking. Gary has the ping pong balls right now. He will give you McKenna.
I already engineered getting him to Penn State for you.
Yeah, true. He is going to Penn State. Fucking hell. Yeah, right.
It's
like that's it. If Crosby gets traded, Gavin McKenna is the Penguin.
But honestly, from McKenna's perspective, I actually think that would be the worst possible thing.
Yeah,
because then you have an entire fan base of saying chosen one,
chosen one, right? He better be ready,
and he better be ready, right?
Yeah,
it's ugh.
It's a tough situation. I think with Crosby, like again, it's his call at the end of the day. He seems a little too chill about it. I know he wants to stay in Pittsburgh, but again, if he wants to win, because he knows he wants to win 2 more, right? Or he assumes he wants to win 2 more. You're not getting that done in Pittsburgh, man. And that's just the reality. You're not. Not to mention Gino's gone soon, right? Like they made it clear that this is going to be the last season Gino plays as a Penguin. Chris Letang, it's barely hanging on. He's probably done. Right. So
they've got the Carlson contract. They
still got that fucking Erik Karlsson thing to deal with. Like
they've got Yari.
Yeah, Tristan Jarry. Who he will definitely play games.
He tries really hard.
He does. He definitely plays goaltender. Yeah, I know.
It's a big mess.
They have such. You gotta hear the free agent list. I have it up. It's quite great.
Oh, 2026 is free agent.
Tyler, I do think you hit the nail on the head though when you said he's just gonna wake up one day. That's how this is gonna happen.
Yeah, I think that's gonna happen. He's gonna wake up and they would just call like, "Hey, yeah, okay, fine."
He's gonna hand Dubas a list of 1 to 2 teams. Yeah, and he's just gonna say, "Do it, get it done."
Yep, and Dubas goes, "Sure."
All right, now let's talk about the free agents and free agents.
Okay, here's the list. You're gonna fucking love this. Okay,
this free agent list is fucked.
All right, I didn't realize they had half these guys. So Evgeny Malkin, Kevin Hayes.
Kevin Hayes is a Penguin?
Yeah, this is kind of wild. Actually, I didn't realize that. Anthony Mantha. Danton Heinen, Noel Acciari, Blake Lizotte, Philip Tomasino is a restricted free agent.
Okay.
Who's actually Connor Dewar? Currently Robbie Fabry and Brett Murray.
Love Robbie Fabry.
Yeah. Oh, love Robbie Fabry.
He just signed that contract yesterday.
Yeah. Matt Dumbra.
Yep.
Connor Clifton.
Oh gosh.
Ryan Shea. And then Alexander Alexiev is a restricted free agent. And She loves.
I forgot about the Shelovs trade.
Oh my these God. Guys. It's like, really? You're there?
That is a list of players of all time.
There are some names.
The thing is, that is like over half their like roster. Like the problem is like that is most of their roster.
I completely forgot about the Sea Loves trade.
Yeah, so did Vancouver.
That is
they wanted to forget that as soon as possible. Yeah.
He's probably the most interesting guy on that list. Besides Malkin, and we already know what's going on with that. So you know what?
Well,
you heard it here first. Malkin, Kaprizov, Ovechkin. Next year in Washington. It's going to happen.
In Washington? Imagine.
They're all going to reunite on the Sharks and just dominate the league.
Team Russia can't compete in the Olympics, so they're just going to make one in an NHL franchise.
Yeah, exactly. They're like, all right, fuck it. We can't have an Olympic team. We're just going to do this instead. I would not be shocked if like the Sharks or a team with a huge amount of cap just look at the situation and go, what could we do?
Dude, wouldn't like Malkin in San Jose for just like a coach up the kids contract be amazing vibes?
Malkin in San Jose for a cup of coffee would be the most crackhead shit you've ever seen. Yeah, like honestly, the boys are just going to be chirping each other every single day. Look,
Macklin, Smith, Toff, they're going to have a sleepover with Malkin. It's just going to happen.
Malkin in St. Louis. All I'm going to say.
Malkin in St. Louis.
That could be fun.
Yeah, it could be fun.
Well, that could be fun.
Dude,
I mean, yeah, the list of
he'll probably just take a discount to go play for them.
Well, I would suggest any of them go to the Mammoth, but Alex would just bastardize me for that, so I'm not gonna risk that.
Yeah, don't play for the frauds.
Don't play for the Utah frauds.
I'm still upset about it. I've been upset about this.
I still am not over the fact that I said what I said, and then Yusuf ranked them more harshly than I did.
Dude, I literally sat up like a week ago. I was like, I can't believe Alex. Like,
look. This is just going to be the take that you guys can skewer me for the whole season, and that's fine. Every podcast needs that.
We'll make it better.
Exactly. We'll get there. We need our engagement bait somehow.
And I'll lean into the bit. I will be as anti Utah as you need me to be.
Honestly, I kind of like that idea. As you mentioned,
everyone is now in on the idea, as we just talked about it in the middle of the podcast.
Yes.
Look, we're an hour 40 in. The people this far are the real ones.
Yeah, you're the real ones who are listening this far. Or just watch the clip later. I'm just going to make more of these.
What else do we have?
My God. Just jerseys. That's all we got.
Can I ask a really fun question that me and Alex were talking about in the chat that Yusuf doesn't read in the app here that we're using?
Yes, let's do it.
Oh, I see it now.
Okay, so this is a question I posed and only Alex responded to because he's actually my friend.
That's what I'm here for.
I'm kidding, Yusuf. So do you, Yusuf, I guess this is actually more of a question for you. Do you believe the Olympic play will hurt or help draft stock or trade deadline stock come the deadline?
In general?
Yeah, like what do you think?
I thought you specifically were talking about Crosby.
No, anybody.
Okay,
no.
Crosby.
I saw the question when you posted it.
Oh,
I assumed you were just talking about Sid.
No, it said fun post Crosby question.
We both misinterpreted it. I interpreted it as Crosby. Okay. So my answer was Crosby.
Okay, well that's fair. Well, I mean, obviously Crosby doesn't.
No effect.
No, absolutely. But everybody else. Everybody else.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think it's going to hurt McDavid's trade stock.
I think like a Philip Gustafson though is like a restricted like a UFA.
Okay, so let me
the Oilers
clarify. Yeah, let me clarify this, right? For the teams that are not Team USA and Team Canada, I think it's going to be great.
Absolutely.
For deadline stock deadline stock, because Team Sweden is probably going to try to ball out as much as they can this year. Team Finland likes to ball out every now and then. Team Germany, if they're having fun, they like to have fun. So you never know. Like they're full of surprises, right?
Pasta is gonna go so hard in the Olympics. You have no idea.
Yeah,
he's gonna be playing for the Bruins this year and just hating every second of it. And then he's gonna go to Italy for Team Germany and just open a can of whoop-ass.
Czech.
Yeah,
oh, is he Team Czech? I thought he played for Team Germany at one
time. I think he plays for Team Czech, right? He plays for the Czechs. He is Czech, isn't he?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, he is Czech.
He's Czech. Never mind.
Yeah, okay.
Never mind.
Yeah. So You're right.
Team Czech.
Pasternak's going to ball out for the Czechs, and the Czechs are all going to look good around him. And
they've got Lukáš Dostal in net.
So I mean, it's kind of fun. I mean, it's kind of the beauty of the Olympics, and I love the World Cup for that, man. That's great.
I think Leo Carlsson stands to make more money if he makes the Olympic team for Sweden.
Yeah. So that's the thing. I look at the Olympics this year the same way I like to look at the World Juniors every now and then, in that the World Juniors does play a big part in helping some players and their draft stock increase if they tend to ball out in the tournament, especially players that are on Team Sweden or Team Finland.
Yeah. The World Juniors got Cutter Gauthier traded.
Literally, yeah.
Yes, that is true. They are responsible for getting Cutter Gauthier traded.
I think it's a big deal for the young ones who get on the Olympics, like more than anything, like because it is for the franchises who are teetering on playoffs or trying to get back in for the first time in a while. Like seeing your players in Olympic competition is kind of like a tester for the playoffs. Yeah. Like there's some IIHF like ref stuff, right? But outside of that, it's going to be high intensity hockey.
Oh
and
yeah,
if you're trying to see what your player looks like in a playoff setting, that's going to do it.
Yeah,
I think a lot of the you're right, the Czech guys, the Swedish guys. I think a lot of those kind of guys, the Germans, like you're going to get a really good feel of like, okay, like, do we really want to trade for this guy? And then they're going to cook, and you're like, yeah, we want to trade for this guy. Like, and I think it helps teams that are, well, I guess we should sell this guy because he just kind of balled out in the Olympics. Like, he can't get himself out a little bit.
Yeah,
some goalie's going to post a shutout, and it's
and teams are going to go, oh, we need
to ask for Philip Gustafsson. You mark my words.
You know what? I could probably be with you on that. I think Philip Gustafsson
is a free agent at the end of the year. He's going to get traded to the Oilers.
Yeah, you never know. But yeah, I think the other thing too to think about is because I thought you were talking about just like playing wise, besides like, oh, we'll help them like make a good case for them to get traded at deadline, because this tournament's gonna get physical, and we can probably talk about this. We don't have time. We're already an hour and 45 minutes in. We don't have time to talk about the Olympic.
We're already this long.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
Those who care.
These Olympics are gonna get physical.
Well, exactly. It's also like
oh my god, this is. Gonna
I don't think we're gonna get a Tkachuk's fight all of Team Canada.
They're not gonna let that happen. They're not letting that happen.
That's simply not happening. That was like a we're in the Bell Center, like
yeah.
Well, but there will be hits. There will be hits. It'll be pretty chippy.
Honestly, like what's the time difference? Like 6-7 hours, right? From like
in Italy, I think it's 6 hours ahead.
Yes, I mean like I don't know. I kind of feel like to get the ratings up, like it's gonna be at weird hours. Like, dude, I feel like they might let them play. Honestly, like.
When has the IIHF let players play?
In my dreams, Alex.
Imagine.
In my dreams.
Uh-huh. All right. Let's talk about jerseys.
All right.
Because teams are releasing their thirds and alternates for the season. As Alex brought up earlier, the Caps have their alternate for the year, and man, it looks good.
Yeah, their red, white, and blue Screaming Eagle jersey.
Yep.
Like, that's cool.
It looks nice.
That's cool.
Yeah.
They also want to mention them on the Caps. Sick Pride jersey. Probably the best Pride jersey. Probably
beautiful.
Probably the best Pride jersey I've ever seen.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
it is phenomenal. A+. Yeah. No notes on that jersey.
Love it.
The Kraken dropped their glow in the dark jersey.
I love the.
I really like the concept of that.
It's very cool.
Yeah.
Also, it kind of just looks good.
Looks good.
It's a good black jersey.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
The Carolina Hurricanes released a new alternate, and it looks ugly.
Yeah, it's not great.
They just tried the blackout system, but with all white, and I was like, no. Their players have been wearing it, and I'm like, it looks worse.
It's not.
I didn't think that was possible. So, yeah. Just stick to the hurricane warning flag, man. Just stick to that.
In my opinion, a good jersey has to look good on the ice, like in a full kit, and also like just as like a thing that someone wears to like, to dinner.
Yeah.
I feel like that's just not. It just doesn't look good.
No, it just looks so tacky. And then I can't remember if anyone else has done any recently, but
Boston did their rebrand.
Yeah,
that's right.
It's the old B. It's not notable. I'm not particularly sentimental to it, but there are people who are, and I get that.
Yeah.
I'm fine with it.
And then two teams absolutely cooked.
Yes.
I'm trying to think
two amazing teams.
I'm trying to think if there's anybody else before we do those two.
Those are awesome. The original Sixers did all their like throwback jerseys.
Well, I mean, it's only the Centennial teams, which is just two of them.
Yeah, the Centennial teams. So. But like,
all right, well, let's just do it. I can't think of any other jerseys that matter.
The Toronto Maple Leafs are doing an Arenas jersey. Again.
We don't care about that.
I know.
The Blues rebrand where they're just more blue.
Yeah,
I kind of like that. I kind of like.
They look good.
Yeah. Good for the Blues. Look good. Yeah, that'll be fun. All right. The two jerseys
now the ones that matter.
Yeah. Now the ones that matter. Exactly. The jerseys that matter here. The Rangers jersey.
All right, here we go. You two make your case for your team's jersey, and I will pick.
This is unfair. Alex just
this is incredibly unfair. What?
I feel like there's a bias. Anyhow, I would like to go first.
Okay.
The Red Wings fucking nailed it.
The Red Wings fucking nailed it.
It's
so sick.
Yusuf tells me not to curse on here, and I curse too much. But Yusuf, you guys fucking nailed it. Like, oh my god, it's perfect. One
of the best home jerseys already.
Yeah, and
with like such a historic logo,
super crisp.
And then they fuck it like no notes on those jerseys.
Yeah, it's perfect. The wheel is beautiful. Like I love all the detail in the logo. It's just gorgeous.
It's not like a risk. Like they're not like taking a chance with this jersey. But I don't think you do that with a Centennial jersey. I think you just like
they nailed it.
Yeah,
you deliver.
I had my doubts at first, considering the barber pole hit and miss that was their throwback. And I was like, sure, okay. I don't hate it, but I don't like it either. I've never been like a huge fan of jerseys that just have the team name spelled out on the front. It just feels weird to me. And I was like, okay, whatever, right? And yeah, like they'd been teasing this for the last like couple of weeks, showing like a briefcase on their social media, and I'm like, okay, what's in here? And lo and behold, the Centennial got announced, and I looked at it and went, that might be the nicest jersey they've ever done. That might be the nicest jersey in the NHL.
You know, actually, I think there's a very logical explanation for why they hit this one out of the park. Besides it being the Centennial, well, it's the Centennial. You plan around that.
Yes, you do. They have 100%.
They have been thinking about this jersey concept for probably 5 years at least.
Yeah.
And if they haven't, that's weird. And I can imagine like some of the third jerseys they've had in between in the last couple of years, where they went, we can't do this shtick yet because it has to be. We have to save it for the Centennial jersey. You know, it's awesome.
The craziest part about everything we're saying right now, don't interrupt you guys, it's the fact that this is all Fanatics.
Yeah, that is true. It is all Fanatics.
I hate to be the one
that's
to
a
say
good
that.
Fucking point. It is all Fanatics.
I hate to give them credit.
That's what actually was that yesterday.
They said we'll make see-through pants for baseball, but hockey we're not going to mess around with hockey fans.
No. Yeah, because even yesterday I was organizing my closet, and I was every like once a year or so I try to organize all my jerseys again, so all my baseball, football, basketball, and mainly of course my hockey jerseys. And obviously I own too many Red Wings jerseys. But I was looking at them and seeing like, oh yeah, what brand was each jersey? So like the one I'm wearing right now was a 2014. This is a Reebok. I've got, I think, 1 or 2 Nikes somewhere in my closet, and I've got a couple Fanatics in my closet, and I have a Coho somewhere actually lying around. I don't know where it is, but I do have a Coho. And when I saw the Centennial, I was like, it looks like it looks like a Coho jersey. I don't know what it is, but it looks like a Coho jersey. But the color scheme, everything about it, I'm like, they hit the fucking nail on the head. The fucking black diamond for the captaincy crest, oh my god, it's so pretty. Just the logo design, yeah, of course it's the winged wheel, but in like a creamier, like it's just it's so good. Like I think back to all the other alternates they've done for like other things in the last couple of years. It's like, again, I bring up the 2014 Winter Classic because that is legitimately I think the nicest jersey I've ever seen in my life, and I have one in my closet. But like the 2014 Winter Classic, the 2017 Centennial Classic when they played against the Leafs, they did the white because they were the away team. They did the white with silver stripes on the sleeves to represent each cup win. They did their Stadium Series the year before that with the Old English D. That's a beautiful logo, by the way. And like, you know, all the other jerseys they've done over the years since then. This is one of the fucking most beautiful jerseys I've ever seen, and I'm so glad it's the Red Wings that did it. And my wallet's not happy about that, but I don't care.
I can't wait to see it on the ice. I want to see this thing on the ice.
I cannot wait to see it on the ice. The other thing too, and I was gonna bring this up before I got distracted. Yeah, when you talk about, Alex, what you're saying, when they talk about planning a centennial, like these things get talked about like years in advance, hopefully, right? And everything kind of comes together in its own weird way, and it actually kind of fits what's going on right now because we're getting something new. We're getting this beautiful jersey design. We're like, okay, great. At the same time, Red Wings fans are getting something old too. We're getting Hockey Town back on the ice finally at Joe Louis or at Little Caesars Arena, and we haven't seen that since the Joe. Yeah, and I was like, okay, this is good. My hope is that these vibes are good and we make the playoffs to cap off the good. But God,
you've got John Gibson. You're fine.
I know.
All like 17 games he's going to start.
Yeah, exactly. All 17 games he's going to.
We don't need that negative. We don't need that negativity about John Gibson in this.
I love it.
Specifically around John.
Never played a full season.
Yeah, but yeah, no. These like the Red Wings hit the fucking nail on the head with these jerseys. Like I am so excited to see these on the ice. I am so excited.
If you could hand out a cup for a jersey, I would.
Yes,
for this one,
100%.
But you can't.
You can't, sadly. But I am excited to see these hit the ice. I am excited to get mine whenever it gets here. And I think like
I was gonna ask you what.
I didn't even hesitate. I saw the jersey and I was like, nope.
I missed the first batch.
Oh, did you really?
They're making they're doing the new orders today, like tonight.
Okay. Did you get one in?
Well, that's
okay.
That's a good segue, though. Let's talk about the Rangers.
Because the Rangers jerseys are really nice.
We did literally. So it's really hard, as Yusuf understands, when you're a fan of a team and their jerseys have just basically been the same for all 100 years of the team's history.
Except for the one that you're wearing.
Well, yeah, because the 90s were amazing.
The 90s, yeah.
The Rangers had two weird phases. The 70s, which we don't talk about, and then the 90s, which, honestly, this whole jersey has the greatest story of all time, which is why I love the Lady Liberty. They made the Lady Liberty jersey because of Mike Richter, which is the most bitchin' thing of all time. Because this was his mask logo, and they actually made the Lady Liberty because of that, which I think is really cool. And as a person who loves goaltenders, especially Mike Richter, I'm a big fan of this. But since we've had the same jersey for like literally 100 years now, we had to literally just do our 1926 Liberty jersey with the white wording, and I think it looks so fucking beautiful. It's so simple. It is like big, thick white collar for like what a real sweater would have had back in the day. I love it.
Have they shown images of what it's going to look like as a on ice kit yet?
I think
I haven't seen those. I just saw like the Messier in the jersey.
I saw Messier in the jersey and screamed loudly in happiness. So I'm excited. I'm going to try to go to one of the games. I'm going to try to go to the one for the goalies night is my goal. Yeah. And wear my Centennial jersey with pride.
Yeah, when I get mine, I mean, like, we got ours. So Patrick Kane has already shown off what it looks like on the ice. So we're like, all right, excellent.
Yeah. I'm curious what bucket they're going to wear. Like, what's the bucket and pants situation?
Yeah, that's true. What's the bucket for you guys?
With the Rangers?
Yeah. If they haven't shown it, I kind of hope it's brown. I'm not going to lie.
I
would, if it's brown, I'll scream. It's probably going to be white, and it's probably going to be blue, and then we'll do, like, just regular gloves on a 16 board. Yeah. We're really bad at this. We literally wore, like, regular pants with our Navy jerseys last year. It's like, guys, you're fucking this up.
I think the Red Wings are going light brown gloves for the jerseys.
Yep.
Yeah.
So. I mean, that works. That fits.
It does. No, it works well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't wait for the Ducks to drop a third jersey with this rebrand. I think it'll be cool.
Yeah. Too bad it'll probably be the Web D again.
Well, if it's the modern version, it'll be fine.
Yeah,
the thing that true. There's this hilarious thing in the Ducks fan base where we're divided among eggplant and teal, and then black and orange color schemes.
Yeah, exactly.
And well, it's nuanced. I think it's more nuanced than you think. The eggplant and teal is sick. It's undeniably sick, but and I thought they hit the 30th anniversary jersey out of the park, the purple ones.
Yep.
But I don't think the Samuelis want that. I don't think ownership wants a jersey that harkens back to the 90s too much. I think they want to really lean into the orange stuff that they've been doing. So maybe it'll be a black jersey. That's kind of my prediction, is it'll be a black jersey. But we'll see.
Yeah.
They could also just surprise us and just give us a 90s throwback, and we'll just all cry. And it'll be amazing. But
go green. Just go like full Mighty Ducks.
Just go weird with it.
Yeah, just get really, really weird with it. On that note, this has been a long episode. But this has been a good time getting back to doing this. We'll be back to talk more hockey because finally there's hockey. So tune in for that. Until then, this has been Up the Boards. We'll see you soon.
Peace.
Bye-bye.